Hi friends, welcome back. Okay, so today we will talk about regulation of gluconeogenesis. Alright, regulation of gluconeogenesis. Okay, up till now we had seen all the steps of gluconeogenesis. That gluconeogenesis, it is the reverse of glycolysis except at the 3 steps, because 3 steps of the glycolysis, those are the irreversible steps. So different set of enzymes are there which will bypass those irreversible steps and it will help in the synthesis of glucose. These 3 steps are: first, glucose is converted to glucose 6-phosphate. Here this is glycolysis, enzyme is hexokinase, and in the gluconeogenesis the enzyme is glucose 6-phosphatase, right? So this is gluconeogenesis. Second step was where fructose 6-phosphate has converted to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. In glycolysis, enzyme was phosphofructokinase 1, and the reverse step, that is in the gluconeogenesis, it was by the enzyme fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. This was the second irreversible step, and the third step was where phosphoenol pyruvate has converted to pyruvate in glycolysis. This is irreversible step. Enzyme was pyruvate kinase, and the reverse, how it has happened, that we had already discussed in the last class. First, pyruvate will convert to oxaloacetate, and then with the help of a mallet shuttle system, it will come out of mitochondria. Yeah, suppose this is mitochondrial membrane. Mallet will again convert to oxaloacetate, or oxaloacetate regenerate again in the cytoplasm, and it will convert to phosphoenol pyruvate. Here the enzyme was pyruvate carboxylase, and here the phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase. Okay, so these 3 steps, there was a difference between these 3 steps in the glycolysis and gluconeogenesis. Rest of the steps are same. So there must be some signal which will help to decide when the glycolysis is required and when the gluconeogenesis is required. Yeah, glycolysis is a breakdown, that is catabolic step. It will help in the generation of ATP. Yeah, so when there is a need of energy, glycolysis will take place, and when the glucose level has depleted in the blood, yeah, because blood has to maintain the constant glucose levels, because some vital organ, for example like a brain, it cannot work without the glucose. So when there is a need, the glucose will synthesize, that is gluconeogenesis. So that is depend upon the need of the body. Yeah, so there must be some regulation which will switch on and off between glycolysis and gluconeogenesis. The first, see, we had discussed, if you had remembered from the last class, in the adipose tissue, triglycerides triglycerides was there. So after the breakdown, we will get the glycerol and fatty acid. So this glycerol was the substrate for gluconeogenesis, because glycerol will convert to dihydroxyacetone phosphate and the glucose will synthesize. This fatty acid, it will undergo into fatty acid oxidation, and we will get the acetyl CoA from that. Okay, so acetyl-CoA, it is not directly the substrate for gluconeogenesis, but if the acetyl-CoA it is present in the large quantity, when this breakdown will take place, and when the breakdown will take place, when during the prolonged fasting. So during the prolonged fasting, fat cells or the triglyceride in the fat cell will be break down into glycerol and fatty acid to reach the body need. So from that, after fatty acid oxidation, we will get acetyl-CoA, and this acetyl-CoA, it is a strong positive regulator for pyruvate carboxylase. What pyruvate carboxylase is doing? Pyruvate carboxylase is converting pyruvate to oxaloacetate. So if acetyl-CoA it is present in the large quantity, it is a positive regulator, or it will enhance the rate of this reaction. So that is the first step. And when this takes place, this breakdown will take place during the fasting. So presence of the lots of acetyl-CoA, it is a indication that the body is in the fasting state. Alright, so this is the first, acetyl-CoA. Second regulator, it is a fructose 2,6-bisphosphate. Let's see how. When fructose 6-phosphate has converted to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate in the presence of enzyme phosphofructokinase 1. There was also another enzyme, phosphofructokinase 2, which has converted fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 2,6-bisphosphate. Are you getting what is happening here? Here the phosphate group had attached at the first step. If you remember the process of glycolysis, yeah, you can watch my video on the glycolysis. So when fructose 6-phosphate has converted to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, some of the molecules of fructose 6-phosphate will convert to fructose 2,6-bisphosphate. Okay, for example, there are the 10 molecules of fructose 6-phosphate. So 9 will convert here, 1 will convert to fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, and this fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, it is a very strong regulator, or the positive regulator. What is positive regulator? Which will enhance the rate of reaction. So this fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, it is a positive regulator of phosphofructokinase 1. And where the phosphofructokinase 1 is there? In the glycolysis. So the something which is positive for glycolysis will act as a negative for gluconeogenesis. It is a simple. So this will act as a negative regulator for gluconeogenesis, means fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase has a negative regulator in the form of fructose 2,6-bisphosphate. Are you getting what is happening? During glycolysis, when fructose 6-phosphate has converted to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, some of the molecule will convert to fructose 2,6-bisphosphate in the glycolysis, and that is a very strong positive regulator for phosphofructokinase 1. But that is positive regulator for phosphofructokinase 1, but it will negatively regulate the gluconeogenesis, therefore it acts as a negative regulator. So we had discussed the two compound here. The first is a acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA, it is a positive regulator for gluconeogenesis. Fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, it is a negative regulator. Alright, so this is all about the allosteric regulation. Then this gluconeogenesis, it is also regulated by the enzymes. If you had heard the name of glucagon and insulin, when the insulin is there, if the glucose concentration in the blood is high, so insulin will be there, and that will give the signal of breakdown of the glucose, because glucose concentration is high in the body. And when the glucose concentration is low, so enzyme come, it is glucagon. Glucagon means glucose gone. So the presence of enzyme glucagon, it will enhance the process of synthesis, and the synthesis is gluconeogenesis. So the enzyme hormonal regulation is glucagon. When the glucagon enzyme is there in the blood, that will act as a positive regulator for gluconeogenesis. Alright, 3 things we had learned. Acetyl-CoA, positive regulator for pyruvate carboxylase. Fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, negative regulator for fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase, and the hormone glucagon will enhance the rate of reaction. This hormone, this will not only increase the rate of enzyme activity, but it will also increase the synthesis of enzyme. Actually, what is happening, if the glucagon is there, the enzyme will work fast. But if the more number of enzymes is there, the rate is also increased. Yeah, to do the certain work, if the one worker is there, it will happen at a certain rate. But if the 10 workers are there, so rate of that work will increase. No, the same way, if the number of enzymes will be more, so rate of reaction will increase. So these enzymes, glucagon, it will not only increase the rate of reaction, but it will also enhance the gene expression of certain enzymes, which is helpful in the gluconeogenesis. For example, like this one, phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase, fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase, and glucose 6-phosphatase. So these enzymes, number of enzymes will also increase. So that is act as a positive regulator. Okay, it will increase the rate of reaction, as well as the gene expression or the number of enzymes. So 3 things are there. One more thing, that is ATP. Okay, so the presence of ATP, it is also act as a positive regulator of gluconeogenesis. So this is all about the regulation of gluconeogenesis. So when there is a need, so glucose breakdown will take place. So that is glycolysis. So exactly the reverse thing will happen, and when the glucose level will low, so these enzymes will work accordingly and it will help in the synthesis of gluconeogenesis. Alright, are you getting? So this is all about the gluconeogenesis, its pathway and the regulation. I hope everything is clear. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you.